Hello and welcome to Spooning with me, Mark Wogan. I'm here as ever in the Mount Street restaurant where Jamie Shears, the head chef, and his team downstairs have been cooking up a storm for my very, very special guest who will be trying some stuff that they love and some stuff that perhaps they don't like. But they will be blindfolded while they do it. So who is my very special guest today? Well, they are a model, a podcaster, a content creator, and as of late, an all-round action person, because they are in Bear Grylls' Celebrity Bear on Netflix. Will you please welcome to Spooning with Mark Wogan, Lottie Moss.
Hi.
Hello there.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for doing it. I mean, you know, I'm pleased you made it here.
I know.
Because I've watched it. Right?
Yeah.
I've seen all the episodes, right? And we're going to talk, we'll do the spoiler bit later on. But I think what's interesting about it for me is, like many of us, you had a certain persona that people thought you were, and you're just not that in this show at all. It's great. You know,
Thank you.
You know, you're funny, you're determined, you're clever, you're intelligent, you're sensitive. You're all these things that we perhaps didn't know about you before this show.
Yeah.
Do you think, was that your reason for getting involved in it?
I mean, kind of, yeah. I mean, I'd never done anything wilderness related ever in my life. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to try something new. And it's with Netflix. I thought, do you know what, I mean, they pay well. So.
Yeah. But also, I mean,
No,
your sort of version of wilderness was like the Uber didn't turn up on time.
Massively.
They had to walk
I
there?
end up at the club and there's no Ubers at 3 a.m. That was my wilderness. Do you know what I mean? So I think this was something that was fun, and it was just, it was easier for me actually than doing a dating show, because it was just with people and everyone was nice and it was challenging, and I love challenges and I am quite competitive. I think that's the side that people didn't know about me. I get really competitive.
Well, no, but what was interesting is you're presented with what you're going to do. You go, and then do it.
And then
like really well.
Yeah, no, it's weird, isn't it?
I mean, there's a brilliant bit where
I've always been like that, where I'm not doing it, and then I do it, and it's fine. Yeah.
But there's a brilliant bit where you're having to light a fire, and if those two men had left you alone, that fire would have been lit.
Oh, thank you, because it's so funny. Like, I actually think that too when I said it. When I watched it back and I was like, I still stand by that.
No, absolutely.
I still stand by that.
Just like, stop putting stuff on it.
Stop putting stuff on. I was like, leave it. And they were both getting so stressed out that in the end I just left them, because I was like, I'm not going down with this sinking ship. Like, I'm just going to
you did it.
back.
You did abandon them,
Yeah.
quite frankly. But what was interesting about it was, you know, you put all these various characters together, and I think they cast it well in terms of who is on it. And I don't want to sort of do the spoiler bit now, but you know, there are people that you seem to bond with, and others that you bonded with but were tricky to have relationships with.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
But what was it like? Because unlike a lot of the sort of celebrity challenge shows out there, they didn't focus too much on your downtime. It was more about getting you out.
This is the thing. I actually am a bit sad they didn't show, because we had some such funny moments on that show as a group, and even just the bonding that I bonded really well with Boris Becker. And like, how weird is that to even say? Me and Boris Becker are friends, but me and him bonded so much. He felt like such like a fatherly figure in there, and we, you know, there were so many people there were so many moments that I think the audience missed that I would have loved for them to see, because I think they would have got to know us a little bit better from that.
It's almost like there must be a whole heap of B-roll.
But I do understand that they've got an hour per episode, and they can only show. And to be fair, it was very interesting watching the bear pits and watching the challenges.
But I do think there's, like, in the same way that other celebrity challenge shows that happen in the wilderness, I won't mention them because, quite frankly, we don't care about them.
Yeah.
They do kind of like a ITV2 version. There must have been enough footage.
Some unseen bits.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I want some unseen footage.
Do you know, because we did a talent show and it wasn't shown, and it was so funny. I dressed up as Shirley Ballas and did a catwalk, because she would come out every morning in this little, like, she would have her hair in a towel and she'd have these little slippers on, and she would wear like this little like nightie and stuff. And so I put the whole outfit on and came out. I did a catwalk show because I'm obviously a model. So. And then everyone did their own talent show. The boys, the two actors, Joe and Collar, they did a little sort of what's it called when it's impromptu kind of
Improvisation.
Improvisation. Improv. And they did that. And so I think, there were so many moments that were missed, but there were so many that were so, fun to watch back. And, I look back with really fond memories. So.
But also, that kind of, when you put people in that position, you sort of see sides to them that you don't expect. So Joe, for example. Yeah. So he comes across as like, quite frankly, a space cadet, right? And then you put it in the middle of a situation
all the time,
just like
frightened,
petrified the whole time, and sort of away with the fairies. And then you put him in certain situations, he completely focused, led everyone. It's like when he was getting you lot across the bridge.
Literally, and that was the first proper challenge, right? And even in the one, so I was in the first sort of, where we went away in the getaway car. I was in that one with him, but there wasn't, Steph kind of took over on that, I think, a little bit more, and it was quite a group effort. But in this one, Joe just took control. And the bridge one, I was like, oh my God, didn't know he had it in him.
You see, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do any of it. No, but you think that.
Terrified of heights.
You think that.
I'm terrified of heights.
I was scared of heights too.
No, you're not. You hung off the edge of a cliff, just standing there, doing whatever.
But that was after I'd hung off a helicopter
and then was slightly worried about breaking a nail at the end.
Do you know what? I was, yeah. But do you know what it was? After I'd done that bridge challenge, and because we actually had to film a part of it where we were hanging off of the helicopter where we get extracted. And that part we had to film at the beginning. And so they go, right, everyone in the harnesses, we're going to film an extraction. And they basically put this rope down in this helicopter, attached you to it, and they went, all right, off you go. And then they lifted me into the air up like hundreds of meters in the air. And I was like, oh my God. But I think that I just had exposure therapy. So by the time I got to like that cliff, I thought, get me on it, I don't care. I'll hang off anything now.
What I've got is my son just accusing me of being a chicking.
Do you know what? But like this is the thing. I think when you get in that environment, there was so much of that I watch back and I go, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing that. And then I realize that it's me doing it. Do you know what I mean? But you think you wouldn't do it, but when you're in that moment, you can't let everyone down or your team down.
What I noticed was, with all the challenges, your first reaction is that of, quite demure and and then you go, right.
The fire challenge, you know, where we had to jump off that thing. Yeah. I'm terrified of jumping into water. I hate it because I'm not a very good swimmer. I'm not a very strong swimmer. And before that, they didn't show this, obviously. I had a panic attack. I started crying. I was hysterical. They took me back to the But
do you think that's
where we were driven into?
Because you have cried on TV before. Do you think it's like, no, that's enough of Lottie crying. We're going to do her a favour.
We did that episode too, babe. You need to cut it out now. We need some time for the people in the show.
Was there a lot of tears?
Do you know what? There was tears from everyone.
Oh, really?
There was tears from everyone because people miss their families. People realise things about themselves.
How long were you there?
We were there for about a month, but we filmed for 2 weeks. That period was about just over 2 weeks.
You got a nice holiday in Costa Rica.
Yeah, we did.
After?
Before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Right. So they softened you up.
They really mugged us off, actually, because they put us in a really nice 5-star hotel where Bear and Holly were staying the whole time.
Okay.
And then we went to the camp where it was a bit more, but it wasn't actually bad, the camp.
No, hold on.
Yeah, that camp was not.
There's nothing wrong with that camp.
We had a full fridge, fully stocked fridge all the time.
Exactly. And beds.
Useful
and mosquito nets.
Yes.
So
no aircon though.
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
Awful.
I know.
How did you do it? How did you say? What was the food like?
Oh, the food was. We had Big Zoo cooking.
This is the bit where we do the spoiler, because if you haven't seen the show, stop listening now, because we're going to talk about the end, right? So Big Zoo, right? I've got to be honest. I watched it all the way through. I think you were robbed.
You think I was robbed?
I think you were robbed. So, well, because you actually, certainly if you were going to compare you to Una.
Yeah.
Right? Una, for that last challenge, just wandered around, sort of not doing anything, getting a bit lost, and
I didn't watch the last episode yet. So you're fine, you can spoil it for me. I don't know what happens anyway.
Yeah, you were there.
It was that.
Yeah. And then you got everything that you needed to get out, and then he just pops up at the end and goes, yeah.
Do you know what it was? I was exhausted in that last challenge, and I don't think this was shown at all, but we had, each of us had health and safety person with us, one health and safety person, and a camera person to follow us around.
Well, hold on. No wonder.
Yeah, they were being loud. No, but like it was a very big forest as well, so you can imagine. And they were really quiet. Like they were all part of like Bear's team, the health and safety, so they were used to like stealth mode,
Hiding from Bear.
and hiding from Bear. And my camera person, there was a trap that I had to get something in. I don't know if you remember, I had to hammer something.
Yes.
I didn't get it in time. My camera person got her leg stuck in it. She went up. She screamed in pain. I like had a panic attack. I thought she'd broken. I thought her leg had fully been like it was. I thought there was bone showing. So I'm starting to hyperventilate. They had to cut. We had to restart. Everyone had to stop. We had to restart, and then they had to replace my camera person with someone else. She went to the hospital. So that's why I lost it. I was in panic mode.
You broke a camera person.
Yeah.
But hold on.
I sent a camera person to hospital, and then I almost
The other
went
thing
to
as well,
hospital.
which I noticed, when it comes to running away from Bear.
Oh, you're not running away from him.
No.
It's not happening.
How do you get away from
I
Bear?
will say there was one point where I saw him, and I like managed to hide from him.
Very good.
Because but it is when you're in that situation. Like I thought I was gonna have to fake it for the cameras a bit and be like, oh no, like he's coming after me. But it was actually terrifying.
No, you did
It
look
was
terrified.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It was really scary. And it was so quiet, and then there were these monkeys that were going in the background.
I just think, really, you should have been at least in third.
In the final three, I believe
the final
so
three.
too. Do you know? I think so too.
Because, I mean, as nice as Una is, she wandered around aimlessly in that last bit
Yeah.
and then made it back to camp. And do we think, in all honesty, Big Zoo should have won over Steph?
I mean, this is the thing. I think Steph is a powerhouse. Like her, to be fair though, I will say her and Una showed such courage and like strength throughout the show. Like
So did
they
you.
were, yeah, of course.
I mean, obviously, with the odd
But
tear
I'm
of
saying in
panic
between
attack
like
in
those
between.
three, I do think maybe one of the girls should win. But even when I noticed this sometimes when I'm in like all male situations and it's just me, that like
that happen a lot?
women often get overlooked.
Yes.
I often get overlooked, and I do feel like in that challenge, and I said it to them afterwards, both Joe and Collar in that challenge with the fire. I said I do feel like there were some things you didn't listen to me about, and you guys went and did it with each other.
And then
because
obviously-
I'm the girl, you know.
Obviously, because of the dynamic between you and Collar, he hated you saying that to him and got in a mood about it.
No, he actually, I mean, to be fair, I think Joe understood. Collar was already grumpy because he lost anyway. Do you know what I mean? He was always going to be
And
grumpy.
he did appear to be grumpy throughout most of
I
it.
mean, this is the thing. But like Joe actually said to me, I'm so sorry. Like I would never want you to feel that way. I'm so sorry if that's how you felt. But this is the thing. Often women have to speak up in environments where it is like when you're in in a challenge, or if you're at work and you're in a team or something, or a task, whatever, you have to do something with men, and you often get overlooked, and you kind of have to be the one to really speak
But
up.
in that particular challenge, it was so obvious you knew what you were doing. And
you.
those two were just going, oh, more, put more on in your
It was
bag.
giving very much like caveman.
But I like the
primal,
bit where you literally just walked off like,
I just couldn't be bothered anymore. I was like, no one's listening to me. I'm just going to go. Because everything that I was saying was right. Like, there was a moment where when Collar broke his raft.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was very,
But I
he
told
was very
him,
breezy
"Get
about
up."
that, wasn't he?
I said, you're going to break the raft. Stand up, walk over the rapids, get the thing. Because that's what we did. Guess what happened? He broke the raft.
Yep.
So I was like, again, I was right.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, you held what was quite frankly a shabby team together.
Yeah. No, but you know what? Everyone has their strengths, and there were so many times where like Joe held me, up. Me and him won challenges together, me and Joe. So he definitely held it. There was certain challenges I couldn't have won without him.
I think, to
so.
be
I will
honest,
say,
You two were, for me, the biggest surprises.
really,
And I would have liked to have seen Joe go further.
same.
Because I think he deserved to, because he
Yeah.
was so different to how you perceive him, even when he was there. Whereas when you appeared on screen, you were immediately different, I think, to how people would naturally perceive
So
you.
I've had so many messages from people being like, completely underestimated you, completely thought you were different. You came across, differently.
I think it's like, a while back I had James Haskell on the podcast, and I said to him, you seem to have made a career out of coming across as a great big loudmouth dunce. He went, yeah, pretty much. And it's like, that's not who he is. And it's that thing of, I think,
But it's a perception that people have. This is the thing. Like, I've never come, like, in my opinion, like when I meet people, I've never come across as any different to that. Like how I was on that TV show, that's who I am.
Yeah.
And everyone's human beings. Like I think a lot of people
No, it's
forget
the
that what you read in the press is not real.
No, but it's the criminalization of people the whole time. And I think also there is that other thing which I grew up with, where if you are in any way associated with some level of fame or celebrity, you are labeled straight away as something. And it's weird. It was sort of reading your notes and looking back over it. It sort of happened at a similar time in your life that it happened to me, which was like, because you kind of got thrown into the world of modeling at sort of 13. Right?
Yeah.
A kind of period in one's life where you're trying to find out really who you are. And then all of a sudden you are somebody's sister. Or in my case, I was somebody's son.
Yeah.
And that was the only identity I had.
Yeah.
And therefore there was a perception of me before I arrived anywhere.
And it's that self-doubt as well that you're never going to be.
No, you'll never be that.
Person. And everyone loves that person. And you go, oh, well, okay, like I'll just try my best to be second best.
No, and it, you know, my dad was literally a national institution. So it's like, how do you compete with that?
But you can't, yeah. And I think once you learn that, but when you're younger, you don't know that. So you just feel constantly not good enough.
And then what happens is you then develop a load of basically quite destructive coping strategies that
I hear it. Yeah.
that determine a different path for you until you kind of go, oh,
I didn't need to do all that.
no.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, and I have this theory that I want to share with you.
Okay, go for it.
So, if you don't mind me saying your age,
Yes,
you are now 27. Is that correct?
I'm 27.
There is something pivotal about that age, in my opinion. If you don't sort your out by the time you're 27, you're not going to.
Yeah,
Or
I completely
you'll be
agree.
dragging a big boulder behind you for the rest of your life. And, you know, you look at all the famous people who died at 27, you know, Jimi Hendrix, Mama Cass, you know, all those sort of people who's like, you know, and they're part of, there's a whole thing dedicated
The
to
27
the
Club.
27 Club. And, you know, I got sober at 22.
Oh, wow.
right?
Did you?
So this week I celebrated 32 years clean.
Congratulations.
So I got sober at 22, but it took me until it was at least 27 to work out what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
I just knew I was powerless over any form of mind-altering substance, because if you handed it to me, I'd be like, thank you.
Oh, literally anything.
Anything.
Yeah, okay.
Anything.
I got put on this path that I slowly started to realize was not mine. And I just realized these people don't have their, you know, my best interests at heart. These people are trying to make money off me. They are, you know, giving me drugs and alcohol to try and keep me, you know, in a box. And that was sort of when I realized that was like COVID, and I was like, oh my God, because you know, we weren't working, weren't doing anything. And I was sort of sat there with my own thoughts. And I thought, oh my God, I hate my job. I hate this. Miserable. And, you know, I did something different. And I actually, you know, lots of people probably think that I had like a mental breakdown when I did OnlyFans, but it was actually very empowering for me. I had the best time doing that.
And very lucrative.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was my least bad time with like drugs and alcohol, honestly, at that point. Yeah. But yeah, no, you know, it's.
But do you think you will look back on that? Because obviously you're done with all of that now, and whatever. Do you think you'll look back on that as you? Because look, we're all.
I have fond memories, and I've met so many amazing people and been to so many amazing places through modelling. So I will never, you know, I don't regret it, and you know, I got so many things out of it.
Neither of us want to come across, I think, like we're in the special and different club, and poor us with our famous people.
This is why I never complained about it.
Well, because there are but there are other parts to it which are fantastic. You get access, you get, you know, different experiences to everybody else. But there is, I think, what you realise.
That's almost harder, do you not think, to sit there and feel like you can't complain because you have so much? Because I felt that for such a long time that I had to pretend like I was fine, because I thought no one wants to hear my because of him. Oh, poor you Kate was, you know what I mean?
But the problem is, I think that's the societal issue about status. And therefore, we're putting so much importance on it, and everybody else is. And actually, you get to a point where you go, you know what? All the celebrity parties, the free stuff, all of that,
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. I'm still, you can have all of that and be miserable. I mean, like, some of the most miserable people I know are some of the richest people
Oh my God,
I know.
same. Yeah.
And you go, well, look, it ain't about that. So, you know, I think I count myself really lucky that I got sober when I did.
Yeah.
And I count myself as really lucky that I discovered, you know, the 12 steps and AA and all that kind of thing. Because I think, you know, I wouldn't have been able to cope otherwise. And not just because my dad was famous, just because I'm wired a bit wonky.
Oh, so.
It's like, and I know that.
Me and you both have.
I don't care.
Do you know what? I'm happy with that. I've learned to like tackle it. I've done.
My head is a weird place.
But yeah, you're right. At 26, 27, something changed in my brain, and I was like, I'm no longer gonna like. I'm gonna be the best version of myself, and I'm gonna.
But it's the same.
Like my frontal lobe, like I think women have it's called like Saturn return, but something changed in my brain where I was just like, right, like I'm not a kid anymore. Like I want a family, I want this, I want that, and like everything just changed in my brain. I feel more mature about situations. I can handle my emotions a lot better, and things just all these things that I thought weren't fair on me. I was like, oh, the life hates me. You know, the world is coming against me. All these things. Now I'm like, oh, it was all part of my story, and it's got me to where I am today. And I love the person I am today. I'm very proud of it. And whatever crap trenches that I got through, you know, all this thing, I'm happy that I'm here, you know, and I got through it. So,
and the other thing as well is stepping back from it, going, you know, despite all of that, I'm still in a really lucky, privileged position that I should be grateful for every single day. And, you know, parts of life are hard. That's it. You know, and parts of being in the public eye are hard, and parts of it
it's not
aren't.
linear. That's what you learn.
No.
Life is not. It goes up and down, and it's all
Well,
right.
all over the bloody
all
place.
over the place.
But if we sort of go back a little bit to the beginning, because, you know, we have to talk about your life in food. All right. And well, I have one thing here, down here, which is separate to when I blindfold you later.
Okay, good.
Which,
also, not yet, please.
which I think encapsulates your modelling career and what the issues around modelling would be.
Oh my gosh.
Are you ready?
And it's food, or is it?
Yeah, it's food.
Oh my God.
It's a ham and cheese sandwich.
Oh my God. You didn't. This is my favourite. You know, this is actually my favourite. It would be better if it was toasted, I will say.
Oh, I thought that's sorry.
No, but this is
this is Mayfair. I can have it taken away and toasted for you immediately, Miss Moss.
This is perfect.
Yeah?
This is perfect. Okay. I love this, and this is not triggering at all. No, this is what I eat. You know, I eat one of these at least every day. Like maybe if it's not every day, it's like every 2 days. I have a ham and cheese sandwich.
But the reason I mention it and connect it to the modelling is
it was because
you got grief.
I got grief for eating ham and cheese sandwiches.
You were called ham and cheese sandwich.
They were like, here she goes again with the ham and cheese. No, because I always used to come in and I'd be eating. Like, I've always loved food. I've always been a big foodie. I've never restricted myself with food. Like I've always, you know, now I have to work out a little bit more than I used to. But no, I've never been a person that restricts food or anything. And I always thought that was fine. Like, my dad is a very good cook. My mum always just was like, you know, within reason. Like I didn't grow up with loads of sweets and chocolates and stuff, but it was more like, you know, if you are hungry, eat. You know what I mean? And my dad always cooked very healthy, very good food and stuff. But
none of that rubbed off on you, the ability to cook?
No. I got my mum's skill with cooking.
You can burn water, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not a good cook. And I realised this the other day. I had 2 friends over for dinner. I cooked, and I was at this big pan, you know, I was stirring it, throwing these things in, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be Jamie Oliver after this. I serve it and I eat it and I go, this tastes like shit.
What was in it?
And I was like, do you guys like it? And they were like, they did eat it, but I was like, you know, it's...
Well, maybe because it took so long, they were just starving.
There was no flavour in it. There was no... And I was chucking in the spices.
Did you put any salt?
Yeah. I put salt, pepper.
What was in it, though? I mean, I'm intrigued.
It was chicken, onions,
moss pot.
The moss pot. I had one of those big woks, and I was doing chicken, peppers, onions, and I was just you know, and then I had some couscous as well that I was going to throw in there. Is that not
a weird hybrid?
Is that
I've
weird?
because I thought you were going to go down the Chinese route, and suddenly you've gone Middle Eastern.
Is that
North
weird?
African.
Is that weird? Like couscous with that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it is if you're cooking it in a wok.
I think I just need to stick to going to restaurants. Like, I love really good food, so I think I just need to.
No, you're very lucky. You seem to, you know, I've seen on your Instagram feed, you spend a lot of time in restaurants.
I love restaurants. I love going and trying new places. Me and my friends, we send each other places that we find on TikTok and stuff, and we'll go and try them.
In your profile, when you turn up at a restaurant, they're probably quite excited you've turned up.
No, they don't know who I am. Some places, like, they, you know, maybe, but they never say it to me.
Really? And they don't.
No.
You don't suddenly like. There's no bill.
No, never had that.
Really?
Maybe now I'm on Netflix.
Yeah,
you know,
I
and
think
now
so.
it will.
I
Now
think
it's
now.
all going to change.
Yeah, you'll be able to ring up, get the table straight away. Because that's what my dad always used to say. Is like the best thing about being famous.
Can I have a bite of this?
It's yours.
I'm going to have it.
The best thing about being famous is that you can always get a table in a restaurant. Good.
There's
I mean,
nothing
Mayfair,
better.
but that ham is cured here. It's cut here. I mean, it's proper, right?
10 out of 10.
I mean, look, if you don't finish that here, we can dog you
I've
back.
got two other. We've got another course.
Oh, you got another two.
Are those
You
both
got
for me?
another two.
Well,
But that thing of when you're modelling, and essentially they're taking the piss out of you for your diet and implying
I mean, that wasn't the worst thing that they said to but me or other people.
you are not classically emaciated.
Careful here.
You're not classically emaciated, should we?
No, exactly. Yeah. This is the thing, and I think
Although there seems to be a trend back towards that now.
100% the heroin chic is like coming back. Yeah. But I think with Ozempic and everything now. But I think when I was younger, like I've never been like big, but I'm also I'm short, and I've
How
always
tall are you?
5'5".
Right.
We used to lie on my modelling card and say I was 5'6" or 5'7" if we were like pushing it. But yeah, no, I think I'm actually shocked that I didn't get an eating disorder, because when I first got to the agency, like when I was 18, I first moved to London. This is when I've been modelling before, but not properly, because this was when I was like full time, because I had to still go to school before that. And they literally, one of the first things they said to me was like, right, we'll get a personal trainer. We've got a personal trainer for you. He's going to train you 4 times a week or something, 3-4 times a week. And so I trained with him, and all I ate, I got down to a 23-inch waist, which for context is like tiny.
What dress size is that for on you?
Probably like 2 or like, yeah, it was, I mean, maybe a
What
year.
would you be? What would you be now?
That's like easily below.
Yeah, easily below a
And
4.
what size are you now?
Now I'm probably like 26 waist.
Right.
20, yeah. So that like bigger, but like not. I'm not big by any means. So it's like it is scary to think. But I was also like younger. But I was eating like my diet, and they told me I had to do this for Fashion Week. They're like, it needs to be 23 waist, 34 or 32 hips. And I'm like, okay, well, my hips can't go any further in. Okay, so you're gonna have to work with that. And so I got a personal trainer. We had made a diet plan. I had like 1 egg in the morning with like 1 small piece of toast. That was my carbohydrates for the day, was that piece of toast. And then like lunch would be like something really small. And then it would be for dinner, it would be like rice and salmon or rice and chicken. And that's how I got down to that size. But then I got there
quite
and then
dizzy
I didn't
around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But then I didn't book anything. And I was like, are you kidding?
I think we've got to that point in the sequence where we are going to put your first blindfold on.
Okay. Jesus. Like, can I just keep this?
Yes. Look, no. Let's move the ham sandwich away. You can have that back. You can have that back in a minute.
scared. I'm so
No, don't
scared.
take it away completely.
Oh my God, because I know it's going to be something like Olive or something.
No, look, just look.
Okay.
Now, here's the blindfold. Pop that on.
I don't want to.
Look, you agreed to do this show. Put the blindfold on.
Honestly, when I agreed to do this, I didn't know this was part of it. Okay.
Is it your first blindfold?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, like, I wear one of these when I go to bed
gonna
on
say.
aeroplanes. But okay, my hair.
Never freaking.
Wait, Laura, do I look nuts with this blindfold up with my hair? Can you
No, you look lovely.
come and help me? No,
You
it's fine.
look, you look lovely.
God, I feel like I'm sweating as well. It's probably not the best outfit to wear.
What?
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Don't be scared. I'm going to move the
I feel
first
like I'm
one
in
in
the
here.
bush try.
Well, there's an element of that, but you know, you're in a bush tucker trial in Mayfair, so it's not going to be
That's
that.
true. Like, it can't be that
So
bad.
here is your first spoon.
Oh my God, no, I'm scared.
Just breathe. Take a breath.
No, because I just.
This is nice.
Are you sure?
Okay. Everything I'm going to feed you. Just hold on. Stop. Take a breath. A little bit of box breathing. 3 in, 3 out.
Okay.
Hold for 3. There we go.
I don't want to like. What if it's really grim and I just can't eat it?
So you spit it out.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
No.
Trust me. All right. Trust.
Wait, it's not going to be disgusting, is it?
It's not going to
Okay,
be disgusting. I'd never feed anyone anything disgusting.
Wait, can I just say?
How have we ended up here?
How have I, like, literally, like, abseiled off a cliff and this is scaring me?
Yep.
Like.
Excellent. This is
do I
nowhere
find
near.
it?
I will feed it to you.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
No, is it cold?
Well, it's going to be now because you've spent so long getting ready to have this put in your mouth.
Wait, it's been so far. It's okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. Breathe.
No, I don't know why I'm so scared.
There's nothing to be scared of. Okay. Nothing to be scared of. Open mind. Here you go. Tell me about the flavors. Tell me about the taste.
Oh, so good.
There we go. What are you eating? Do you know what you're eating? Tell me about the flavors. Tell me about the textures.
That's a meat.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Yeah.
The sauce is incredible.
Yeah.
It's like kind of spicy actually. It's got a little bit of a spice to it. It tastes a bit like curry-esque.
You good.
Yeah.
Take the blindfold off.
Okay.
So that is lamb curry.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Well,
That was lovely.
Jamie has a particular Brick Lane curry sauce as he does here.
Delicious.
And that's just with a
What
little bit of sauce. That's his Brick Lane curry sauce.
That was amazing.
Yeah. You can have the second spoon if you like.
I will.
Yeah, it's yours to have.
The way I was terrified, I was literally shaking.
No, I mean, it was extraordinary. Good, right? You see? We don't. No, but wait, but don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't project.
Can I have my water?
Yes, you can. That's your water. There we go. You can have your coffee. Do you want your coffee?
It's gone cold.
Oh, is it? Sorry. But do you want your ham sandwich back?
No, I'm okay.
Right, let's move that away. Now, because obviously you've packed in quite a lot so far, with various, departures down various routes, some of which have been challenging, some of which have been very, confrontational. And so, what's next?
I'll do anything.
Well, yeah,
Well, within reason. But you know what? I want to get to the end of my life and kind of be like, I've tried it all. Like, as well, even just like for my kids in the future, like, I can't wait to have kids. And it's something that now I'm getting a bit older, I'm thinking about a little bit more. And I've made a lot of mistakes and I've done a lot of things in my life, and I can't wait to like give that wisdom on.
Do you think that's through because you've got your podcast Dream On? Is it through that, or do you think it's a different vehicle? Because obviously getting involved in Netflix and the size of that and the reach of Netflix does introduce you to a whole different audience. And it also, the show, as we said before, introduced you to a different version of you.
Yeah.
Because everyone has, sister of, tattooed, model, OnlyFans, blah, blah, all that kind of thing. And it just, having met you, it's very at odds, all of that, with who you actually are. That's
all
almost
of those
like,
things
would the real Lottie please stand up?
But all of those things don't mean I can't be this person, which is crazy.
You don't like lettuce.
I hate lettuce.
What's wrong with
I don't like salad. I think salad's for rabbits.
I mean, a rubbish salad, yes.
Yeah,
but a nice salad. And I don't like carrots.
Don't like carrots.
But one I'm going to take real umbrage with.
I thought that was going to be carrot.
No, peas.
Peas, no.
What have you got against peas? What has a pea ever done to you?
Tasted like...
Peas do not taste like...
They
Who
do.
the hell has been cooking your peas
No.
and where have they been cooking them?
Honestly, the look of them, the texture of them, there's something about them, even the taste, it just doesn't sit right with
What about
me.
a pea puree?
Even worse.
Really?
Even worse.
So you wouldn't want fish and chips with mushy peas?
No.
Good, because I haven't made that. But
What's your favourite meal to cook?
My favourite meal to cook is really invariably something I haven't cooked before.
Really?
Yeah. I like to challenge myself. I like to do different things every time and sort of just continue learning. Because I don't think, it's whether it's about this or about what
Should I go to a cooking class? Like, I was thinking then.
Yes, you should.
Should I go?
Yes, you should. Because quite frankly, you're 27 years old. You need to be able to look after yourself.
I know. I need to be able to cook for my man one day.
Well, especially if
or my woman.
Yes. I mean, what is the ideal for you? Because, we sort of, like you've done all of this. Mm-hmm. You've got your podcast. If there was a dream gig or a dream situation, or what's your 5-year plan?
Do you know what? I'd love to have my own chat show.
Yeah.
I honestly, when I see what Drew Barrymore does, I'm like, that's what I want to do. Yeah. I'd love to do that. To have little segments, have like musical guests on.
Do you know what I think you should do?
What do you think I should do?
And I was talking before. I think what you should do is a more up-to-date take on loose women.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea.
With you.
Stealing that from you.
With you, no. It's amazing. I can't do it.
You'll be one of the women.
Yeah, exactly. I look terrible.
We'll pan across and it would just be like 5 women and then just you at the end.
But I think that thing where you kind of, because you're not afraid to own who you are. Mm-hmm. And I think that has been a real turnaround, particularly for women, and particularly in the podcast forum, where women are no longer afraid to own what scares them, what they messed up as. Men are getting better at it, but they're still women are leading the charge on that. They go, look, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's fine, but I just get up and try and do my best every day. But it just needs to be a group of, and I think every age group as well, because I think, lots of women, regardless, they can relate to you and what you've been through and what you're struggling, as long as you're open and honest.
This is the thing. This is all I enjoy. And do you know what I enjoy doing? I love talking to people. I love speaking to people. I love hearing people's experiences in life. Like, I'm a very people person, and I think I think that's why I came across well. Like, I really enjoyed my time in there. Yeah. It was an environment that I enjoyed being in, I think maybe why I didn't, like, when I watched Celebs Go Dating Back, I was like, I wasn't my best self on that. But I didn't feel like in a very safe environment in terms of like, I was very vulnerable and very raw. But this was vulnerable in a space where it was with people that were so amazing. I really thoroughly enjoyed getting to know each and every one of them, and everyone else was really vulnerable with me. And
well, I think you get out what you get back what you put out.
Yeah, sometimes, but
and if it's genuine, you will get the genuine response.
No, and it was amazing.
But I think what I want is a genuine response to this next spoon.
Hey.
So it is time for you to pop the blindfold on again.
Bring it on. Now I'm ready.
She's ready now.
If it pees, I'm going to punch you in the face.
No peas here.
Okay, all right. Do I look like an app?
No. You look like Lottie in a blindfold. So here we are. Here is your final spoon. And this...
Okay. Can I just actually have a sip of water?
Yeah, go for it. There we go.
I think I've still got like meat in my teeth from the last one.
So look. Teeth all right?
Hope so.
Good. This is quite a big mouthful.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's good. Okay. You're going to enjoy it.
Okay.
Open wide.
This is the way I just...
There we go. There we go. Oh, a little bit dropped on you there, but we'll get rid of that. Now, what have you got there? It's delicious, right?
That is really good.
That's really good, isn't it? What do you think you're eating?
I don't know. It feels potatoey.
Yeah, there's definitely some potato there.
I can't really pinpoint it.
Any other? Getting any other vegetables there?
The way I just lost my... That's carrots, isn't it?
No. There's no carrots.
What is it? I actually don't know.
Go on, take the blindfold off. So that is a vegan sausage made out of mushrooms.
You're lying.
I know.
That actually tastes really good.
And do you know why I know that?
What?
Because it's my other company that makes that. Simplicity Foods.
You...
Fermented vegetables. changes the texture and flavour of the vegetables.
I'd eat that.
Yeah, see, that's proper food. No added weird ingredients in it. It's
Do you know what's
just
crazy?
vegetables.
Like, even the meat tasted similar to it.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it actually tastes.
But when you remove sight, you get a very different experience.
You
'Cause
do.
You remove preconception. And, obviously,
I see why you do that.
given how you were reacting before you even ate anything, there was a lot of preconception going on.
But this is who I am. Like, you know how we were saying, how I'm like, no, I can't do it. And then I just
you
do
go
it,
and
and then I'm fine.
and actually end up enjoying yourself.
I know, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's yours to have. But
Thank you.
That is, of course, all for this week. But join me next week when I will have another very, very special guest. Joining me here at the Mount Street restaurant, and Jamie Shears will, of course, be cooking up a storm for them. But if you like what we're doing, search us out at Spooning with Mark Wogan across all your social media, and you can find us on YouTube as well and watch us in magnificent Technicolor. So until next week, stay beautiful.